What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 20 different altcoins today. We're going to be going over this in this order right now. So this is the order that we're going in. QTUM for GEM-O, FET and TRAC for Ethan, ACH and ETC for Fonzie, SPEL for Simba, FLR and SGB for Flower Child, RLC for Fredium, Ravencoin for Chad J, Theta and Icon for Chad J, AIOZ for Steve Letterman, Suku for Steve Letterman as well, SUKU, Lit and LeoX for Chad Shi, Naka, Nakamoto Games, and DYDX for The Answer, Zelica for J-Boy Smith, and XCN for JG Aesthetics. That's the order that we're going to go over. And before we get started with the video, I do want to say that right now there are no limits on the amount of requests that people can do, but starting next Sunday, this coming Sunday actually, I will be putting some restrictions on the amount of requests people can do. We're going to limit it to 2 requests per person per day. If you guys hear any of that background noise, it's just my washer going off. I started it at a late time today, but yeah. Right now it's unlimited, so cash it in while you can, you know. I haven't had anybody do anything like too ridiculous. I mean, you know, like, but after Sunday, we're going to be doing just 2 per person per day. And if it's still too much by then, you know, we'll have to mitigate it even more. I'll figure it out. But if you leave more than 2 requests on a comment, I might do it if I think it's interesting, but if not, I will probably just do the first 2 requested. So if you're wondering why I'm not fulfilling requests after this week, it's not that I'm not, it's just I'm sticking to the rule of 2. Even if you request 3 or 4, I'm going to probably just do 2. So anyways, without any more of that, let's get this party started. Here we go. Qtum here, starting this one off. Looking at it right now on a monthly basis, yeah, it looks kind of decent. You're getting above your 50 here with this month. Showing some indecision up here. These, like, you know, back-to-back red, green, red. Now you're having another green month. I think this is consolidation after a nice move up. You kind of like broke out of this accumulation. You didn't. I guess you haven't broken out of it. You're more like consolidating near the top of it, looking for a breakout is maybe a better way to look at it. Hovering below the 236. Next move up would be at 591. Now you are at 343 essentially right now. Looking at the weekly RSI, that is a very constructive weekly RSI. I definitely think you want to go up week to week. Could this week close red? Sure, but week to week, week over week, if you gave me 4 weeks, I bet 3 of them would be green. You know what I mean? Like that's my genuine opinion. But I don't know if I would expect this one to be red. It looks things kind of look good right now. Yeah. You have this accumulation range when it pops, and it looks like you're getting ready to pop it. You're probably going to see an immediate move up to this 382, and inevitably you're not going to stop until you see the 61869 all the way at about $12 to $15. And here you are at 343 right now. So yeah, looking good. Looking good. Week to week, I bet you go up. Day to day, maybe you come down a little bit. You do have bearish divergence forming. It's not confirmed. It's presenting itself, but it's not confirmed until we have a red day. And even then, we had a red day here, and it's still, you know, continuing to go higher. So let's see what you do. Let's see what you do with the rest of this week. Let's see what you do with today and tomorrow. If you close this day red, even a little bit more red than this would be nice to see, but something to kind of confirm this bearish divergence look, you might come down. You might come down to like $3.08. You might lose like 30 to 40 cents, but inevitably it's not going to be much. Probably still a higher low. Even if you went below this low, it probably wouldn't go below this low. And then inevitably the next leg up that you see after that would be up. But if not, if you have a green day today, you continue to maintain readings in this overbought zone, you're probably going to continue to grow rather immediately instead of seeing one last pullback. So that's Qtum. Let's move on to Fetch.ai. Yeah, this thing's been doing great, man. It's been doing really good, yeah. Let's see, up 33% last week. You're only up 0.66% this week. You do have bearish divergence presenting itself, but again, it's not confirmed until you have a red week. Until then, you could just continue to build this, build this, build this. You had bearish divergence here, for example, but next week you still went up. So it's presenting itself, but it's not confirmed. As long as this keeps growing, keeps getting green weeks, this will continue to grow. That bearish divergence will be negated and will go away. For what it's worth, let's see what you got going on here. I just want to do a quick little overlay. Get my bearings straight. Okay, that's nice. That's really nice respect on that, man. Yeah, I definitely do think you're going to see 281 to 830. You're showing respect on this like all the way up, man. Like really, you even closed right at it, hovered right at it. Once you moved up higher, 886 resistance. Little disrespect on the 786, but that's okay. Looking good, man. Looking really, really good. I want to see what you're doing for this. Right now you're at $1.11. You might move up a little bit higher first, but I don't know, man. That 1618, that'd be breaking out to new all-time highs. Is this the right chart to be using? Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe the Binance chart is better to use. I really do like the weekly RSI. Yeah, if you were to go to that 1618, man, that is new all-time highs, and that would send you higher inevitably. So I doubt you'd stop there is what I'm trying to say. I doubt that you would just go up there and then turn around from there. You could, but I kind of doubt that. On a daily, I really do like the RSI as well. I like this move up into near the extension area. I don't like that you rejected, but I do like that you held support on the 886. This move could be sufficient right now. You could pull back a little bit. It is possible, and then move up higher. But I don't see enough yet to convince me that you are going to move down. If anything, I'm more convinced that you're going to see at least $1.36. And with that in mind, again, that would be new all-time highs. I would think you'd send it probably up to $1.92 or higher in a very short amount of time. So, and absolutely, you could see $3, $5 even in a very short amount of time. I doubt that you see those prices, but it's possible. It's on the table. Seeing these deep extensions, the 2272 to the 2618, it is common enough. But, you know, to put it in perspective, if this was to be all in one move together, seeing something in this range, it would look like this, versus I would kind of expect, you know, maybe something like this, where you move up here, you pull back, you consolidate maybe in this range, and then you move up, you know, something like that, you know, kind of keeping in line with this higher low trajectory. I don't know. But who cares what I think, man? I do think it wants to go higher, inevitably, right now, today. Yeah, 4 hour looks good, daily looks good, it all looks good. And really, genuinely speaking, the higher price that I'm looking for would be at new all-time highs. So it is possible that 1618 is really close to this high. You could reject from there. And if you did, I would kind of think that you'd go all the way back to this consolidation area, right? At least the 1272 back at 86.5 cents, if not lower. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me look at this on USDT. Let's see what the volume really is like. The volume's nice, man. The volume is nice. I don't know. I think you're just getting started, man. I stand by it. I think you're going to see that 1886 being hit. $1.92. That's where I really think you're going. Yeah, it all looks good. You're going up. Anything down from here is going to be minor, minute, not significant at all. Track USD Origin Trail. This is a good one. There's some people who are like big hot shots in the crypto space that really like this coin. This has definitely got a lot of backing from public figures and stuff like that. So a lot of people seem to like this project. Let's see. You do have bearish divergence presenting itself. Sure, yes you do. I like that bounce off the 786, 886 area. Nice. Continuing higher. You are at your 1618 now with bearish divergence presenting itself. It doesn't mean anything until you have a red week. Yet again, just saying that, you know, this is a classic way to throw off new traders, because you know it's really easy to understand what divergence is. You get lower highs with higher highs. It's very easy to understand that. But to properly identify, it's a different thing. You get so excited, you see this, and you're like, oh, this is bearish. But really, don't forget what the RSI is to begin with. It's the relative strength index. These are strong readings. When you're in the overbought zone, you're getting strong readings. So generally, when you're showing strength, you move up. You know what I mean? So yes, you do have bearish divergence, but it's not confirmed yet. Again, that could be negated if you just continue to move up. But the divergence did start down here. You did kind of already fulfill it here, so I really don't know. I would kind of think that you do climb higher. Let's see what you do with the rest of this week. I want to look at the daily too before I make a total call on that. I like what you're doing with the 1618, man. I like the daily RSI. I like the 4 hour. I think you are. I think you have this look right now, and again, this will catch a lot of like new traders off guard because they think that is bearish divergence, and for now it is, but we still have 4 days and 20 hours left, essentially 5 days left in this week. In that time, could we move up from $1.01 all the way up to $1.33? I think so. I think we will. Could you move up to the 2272? I think so. I think you will. Let's see. This kind of movement up, if we were to do like an ABC pattern kind of, you know, that would take you right in the midst between the 1886 and the 1272. So somewhere between $1.33 and $2 is where you're going. I'm pretty confident on that. Change my mind. Let's see this week close red. If you can do that, close below the 1618, which you haven't done for the past few days now. Actually, you've been holding it really nice, like really tight, showing real good signals on your daily RSI and your 4-hour RSI as well. Look at these higher lows coming into play. I'll zoom in a little bit. Higher lows coming into play, right? That low there even is still a higher low than these lows. Lower lows here, that's hidden bullish divergence. It's a good sign for continuation. So, and you're at an area in the RSI where you found support several times before. So, I think you want to continue, man. I do. The volume's decent. Yeah. Yep, that's my thoughts. $1.33 to $1.99. Let's call it $2. That's track, or higher. You could go higher, you know. But I think somewhere more likely in between this range. Not exactly here, not exactly here. Somewhere in between is kind of what I'm thinking. But you could go to exactly those levels as well. Let's talk about ACH now. Get a move on. Start to speed things up a little bit maybe. Let's see. I like to start my nights off. You know, I used to put this video off till the end whenever I had like the big altcoin requests. But I feel like my first video I have the best energy for. So I might as well have the best energy for the one that takes the longest, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I've been doing it that way for a little bit now, for like a week, and I really do like it more that way. Yeah. Although I suppose it doesn't really matter too much. You know, they all get done kind of at the same time. But anyways, enough of that. Top to bottom, looking good. I like the RSI. I like what you're doing on a fib basis, on a price action basis. You might get stopped out here at 3 to 3.3 cents for a time being and then pull back, find support. Inevitably, I do think you're going to see a new high. I think you're going to go above this up to 7.5 cents, 12.1 cents, 17 cents all the way on, you know, potentially to $1 or more inevitably. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, I think you do. I think you want to go up a little bit higher. You're probably going to turn around at this 3 cent to 3.3 cent area. That's probably where you're going to find some turbulence. You might hold the 618 as support, or probably more likely pull back to the 0.5 or even the 382 for support. But I'm generally, I do look for the 382, but at this point I'm kind of considering you'd pull back to the 0.5, maybe just below it, around 2.5 to 2.56 cents, somewhere around there, after finding resistance here and then building. So I think higher for the more immediate term, and then probably looking to go see a modest correction after that. ETC, Ethereum Classic, looking good as well, looking very good, looking like you want to go higher. In this little kind of channel, right, you had this one quick move up, but then you sold back into it and you've maintained prices. Like, let's see, if you could draw, like with your eyes, or I mean with a line, I guess in this case, a channel like this, right? It's not tight, it's not perfect. I mean, it is tight, but it's not like totally completely well respected, but it's, you can see what I'm going for, right? Anytime you go out of it to the downside, you come back into it. Anytime you go out of it to the upside, you come back into it. You even went out of it here, but you know, you're holding it here and then you held it afterwards. So you're probably going to continue in this channel. I don't think I have it drawn perfectly because you can see it's getting more narrow up here, but you're probably going to maintain prices in this channel. Being that you're at the top, don't be surprised if you come down. You're at $28.2 right now. Don't be surprised if you drop below $27 from here. I doubt you would drop below $26 from here. You might get close to 26, but I would say below 27 is a likelihood. Absolutely, you could see another move like this, but if that happens, it's probably not going to promote much in the way of like continuation. Yeah, I think you're just steady mopping up, man. Let's see how you close this week. If you can get into the overbought zone, that can change. You can go from steady to explosive very fast here, and you'd probably move up anywhere from like $45 to $76 in a very short amount of time. But for now, I'm going to say you're just going to continue to walk your way up, you know, and let's just see how this week ends. Let's see how this week ends. But for now, for the more immediate term, I think you could pull back a little bit. That wouldn't be crazy at all. Yeah, it wouldn't be crazy at all. ETC. What else we got here? Spell token. Is it like a wizard or a witch's spell, or is it like spell, like SPELL, spelling? Bottom to top, that's what I want to know. Nice volume, definitely nice volume. Overbought, looking like you're not going to be now. That's okay. You still have a lot of time left in this week, about 5 days left. You could turn this week around. I know it's red now, but even if you were to close this week red, you could come down. You could come down a lot and still look good on this RSI. You really could come down all the way to point like 307. You're at 309 right now. You could come all the way down there and still be fine as well. Even to your 61869 and still be fine. Hard to say with the daily RSI and the weekly RSI right now. I don't have enough conviction either way. I do like the 4-hour for more immediate moves up. Other than the volume, I'm not too big of a fan of, but it's not terrible. Let's look at a different fib. Okay, yeah, you probably do. You probably move back down to 3079, 3065, something like that, and then continue to move up. That's my thoughts on Spell. Yeah. So immediately probably down. Next, we're going to talk about FLR for Flower Child. FLR, Flare. My cat, you guys, he never asks me for attention, but when I'm making videos, he's always right here. Right here. If you see my hand doing this, I am petting the kitty. I know that sounds wrong, but it's a very literal thing that I'm doing right now. Here, I'll show you. Oh, he didn't like that. I was trying to pick him up with like a pup, but he didn't like that at all. He doesn't like being picked up, but he's a good boy. Anyways, it's Mufasa, in case anybody's wondering. All right, enough of that. Enough of the talk of that. For the people that watch these videos day to day, you guys have seen Mufasa time and time again. He normally jumps up on the chair, but he also normally is right here just getting love. I'm sorry, bud. I know you don't like being picked up. I just didn't want to reach over and do the whole thing. But he's a little butthurt now. Maybe he'll go away. Anyways, man, I need to stop talking about my cat. Let's get back to, oh, nope, he's back. All right, let's see. Let's see here. Very, very overbought. 95, 96, looking like you're rejecting here. Potentially, you still have a lot of time left in this week. We'll see how it goes. I like the daily RSI a lot, man. I really do. Let's look at this on Kraken, maybe. I really do. I like the daily RSI a lot. The volume is dying off as you're building higher, but it's still really nice volume. I don't have a problem with it, really. You know, I was saying this, I think, last time I was talking about this. Generally, with V patterns, the rule of thumb is you move back up to where the V started. And you've done that. So it really wouldn't be crazy to see some kind of correction from here. It really wouldn't be at all. You've essentially just moved up in a straight line from 0.008 to 4.8 cents, you know, or 5.6 cents actually. Moving back down to 2.65 cents, that wouldn't be weird at all. A little bit lower. Previous areas of support down here, go just below that 382. That's what I think you're doing. I think you're getting ready to do that. Would I buy here? No. Would I sell here? You know, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you want to do short-term stuff, sure. If you want to hold for the long term, I wouldn't sell here, even if I think it's going down, because you never know when this kind of thing, it could just continue to move up. So my thoughts are, you know, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but if I was looking to buy, I wouldn't do it here. If I was looking to sell, you know, it might be a good time to sell. It really might be, but you don't know how long something like this can continue. Just because the rule of thumb is that it goes up to where it started, which is essentially right here, doesn't mean it can't go higher. Like, it could double. It could double from here, but it probably doesn't. I don't think it will. I do think it goes down from here, but again, not financial advice. I'm just saying I would not buy here. I would wait for lower prices. That's Flare. Let's talk about SGB. I've never heard of Songbird. Man, FLR, that's like, to me, that's like an acronym for flower. FLR, right? And then SGB, Songbird. You've got Songbird for Flower Child. You're stereotyping yourself here, man. Let's see. I mean, I feel like it just fits. It fits very well with the name. Let's see. SGB, USD. Yeah, okay. MEXC's fine to me. Maybe you can see him. There he is. There, right there. Right there. Yeah, there he is. All right, above your 236, you held it as support before moving higher. Sure, you might move down a little bit. It looks like you're having a bad week, but you have 5 days left to end this week. Let's see what you do. You absolutely could reverse it. I think inevitably you want to go to 2.6 cents and probably beyond that, but you might find a little pit stop around that, like, let's say 3.7 cent to 2.6 cent area. not exactly at 2.6 cents, probably a little bit above it, but probably no higher than like 3, or I'd say probably no higher than 4 cents really. But anywhere in between, that's where you're going. So if you pull back from here, it's not going to be by much more. I do think you want to continue higher. Yeah, I like the daily RSI. I do. It does. It looks like you want to pull back a little bit, but you might not. Like, you're at 1.6 cents right now. You might pull back to like 1.3, 1.4 cent, and that's it, man. Like, maybe not even that far. Like 1.47 cent even. I don't mind your daily RSI. Yes, I'm aware you have bearish divergence, but it's not too far away technically to fulfill like the requirements from what I've heard about divergences. You just have to pull back to where the divergence started. Oftentimes you do pull back further, but that does suffice. So I mean, that would take you all the way down to 0.0136. You could go down to where that divergence starts. It is possible, but nonetheless, however low you go, I think you have higher to go soon enough. So would I buy here? Probably not. I would wait for it to go a little bit lower, but just a little bit. I wouldn't try to catch the absolute bottom. You know, if the divergence is here, and that's like the idea as to where it would go, which is 1.37 cents, I might try to buy at like 1.45 cents. And here we are at 1.59, so a little bit lower. But buying here is probably not a bad idea either, honestly. But not financial advice, not a financial advisor. That's SGB. Where's it going to go beyond that again? It's going to go up to 2.6 to 4 cents. That's what I'm thinking. And inevitably probably making its strides higher up. But I mean, it could just be a straight shot up, but I would expect it to be more methodical. Something like, you know, you break above your 382, hold support on it, something like that. You could even pull all the way back to your 236 and then go up to here, or maybe just hold support on the 382 and then go up to here. But it's going to take some time, right? That's going to be later in this year that you're going to see prices up that high. So at least that's my expectation at the moment. That's SGB. Let's talk about RLC. RLC. I've never heard of this before. I don't know this coin. I have no knowledge on it at all. Okay, so there is more data. Looks like we got it on Binance. Love it. Okay, it's been around. Man, it's been around since. What's up with these coins that have been around like since 2017 and I haven't heard of them? Like, I've been around since 2015. I haven't really been involved though since 2017. Like, I bought my first Bitcoins in 2015. No, I did not hold them. I bought them at like 230 something, and I sold them or traded them for like at like the $400 price. So I mean, it's crazy to think that at one point I bought multiple Bitcoins for $200, $230, $280, somewhere in between there, and then I sold them for like almost twice that value. And I just forgot about crypto, man. I told myself, I remember back in that time, like it was 2015, I told myself, I'm like, I'm going to put $100 in this every single week. I'm going to take I worked at a movie theater at the time. I'm like, I'm going to take my paycheck every week, put $100 into it, because I was in high school. Like I wasn't in high school. No, not in 2015. Oh no, I was not. Huh. Maybe I wasn't working at the movie theater. Anyways, man, I'm revealing too much personal stuff, but definitely had the time frame wrong, but 2015 nonetheless is whenever I got into it. No, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Anyways, I just didn't really get into it until 2017. And the whole thing that got me off on this tangent is I've been in it since this thing's been alive, and I've never heard of this before. I have no recollection of it at all. It's a nice looking chart too, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw new all-time highs. I'm wondering what the market cap is. It's probably high. It's probably in the billions. No, it's not. Wow, okay. Been around that long and still low cap. That's okay. No shame. No shame. It's better for growth. 276 if it catches, you know. The fact that you've had higher lows cycle to cycle is a good thing in my opinion. I really do like this bottoming pattern. Something like this, you could see new all-time highs. Absolutely. Absolutely. You could go past the 1618 even, man. The potential's there. Now, will you? Based off previous performance, I wouldn't expect too much, but I think 43 to 140 is absolutely possible. I don't know. Let's talk about the more immediate stuff, man. Getting all sidetracked. Overbought zone, holding it as support, kind of looking like you want to move up more. I think you do. I think you want to move up more. You probably want to move up to like 460, 590, somewhere in that area. Yeah, I think you want to move up more. 4 hour looks okay. I don't hate it. Weekly looks good. Daily looks good. I think you want to move up more. If you move down at all, it's going to be in this like tight knit consolidation phase. If you were to move lower, if I'm wrong and you don't move up immediately, you could move all the way back down to about 250. That is possible. That's on the table. Maybe even down to about $2 itself, but I doubt it. I kind of do think you have one more move up before you see a deeper consolidation, if you see a deeper consolidation. So that's RLC. Consolidate for a little bit more, you'll break out soon, probably. You could break out any day now, but when I say break out, I just mean, you know, up a little bit more, that's all. RLC, let's talk about Ravencoin. Ravencoin, man. We got two Chads. I don't know, Chad J, are you just another account for Chad She, or are you a different Chad? Let me know in the comments. I want to know, is it the same Chad or is it different Chad? Because I'm just curious, man. Let's see. Top to bottom. Looking good. I think you are looking good. I think you want to move up to 4.4 cents soon. Yeah. You're doing this kind of like tight-knit channel up, but I think soon you are going to see a more explosive move up. It could happen this week. It could happen next week. It might happen in March. It might happen in the beginning of April, but soon. I mean, probably before April, honestly. I think you break this 236 area at about 2.8 cents. What is that? 2.79 cents, something like that. You're going to see a quick move up there. It is possible you could just continue to meander all the way up there, you know, something like that, and it could take longer, but I don't know. I mean, that would be like at the end of March. Either way, I think you want to move up to 4.4 cents soon, and probably on your first pass above your 382, you probably do go a little bit above it, so you could go as high as 5 cents even. But that's my thoughts for Ravencoin. Yeah, looking good. And if we put a line right there at that 382, just check it out real quick. Ready? Resistance zone here, kind of a support zone there, support zone here, resistance zone here, support zone here, resistance a little bit above it, which I was saying you could go a little bit above the 382, 5 cent area. Yeah, it makes sense to me, man. That's where you're going. I think that's where you're going. And you're not even going to see the real explosive moves until you're past that, right? Because this is overall like your overall accumulation range. When you break out of that 5 cent area, that's when you're really going to start to take strides, man, up higher. But that's Ravencoin. It looks pretty good right now. I think it wants to move up higher. Anything lower is going to be insignificant. It's going to be short-lived, and it's going to be a good opportunity to buy into. It won't be sustained for a long time, in my opinion. Theta. Look at you, Theta. Yeah, this is one I remember from 2018 as well. Did it come about? I think it did come about in 2018. This was one of those ICOs, man. ICO craze was going on, and it remained relevant. It actually did well. Let's see. Where's its low here for this cycle? Kind of right here at your last little checkpoint. Yeah, that's decent structure. It wouldn't have been bad if it went lower. Is there more price history? No, there's not. Okay. Anyways. Maybe there is, and it's just not on TradingView. I don't know. Top to bottom here at your 382. Broke out of this accumulation range, definitely, in my opinion. Let's look at it on the USDT chart, because we're going to just use this. Unless it's, yeah, we can just use that. Nice volume. Yeah, there you go. That's your breakout. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Looking good. Looking really good. What is Theta? What's it worth right now? I actually don't remember. I used to know what Theta was, but I can't remember what it is now. It's a I think it's a layer 2 token, or maybe it's an ERC20. I don't know. I don't know. I forget what their project aims to do, but market cap is 2 billion, fully diluted, nice total supply, circulating supply. I like it. I like it. What are the tokenomics? Theta Lab reserves, team, token sale, partners, network seedings. That's a lot. I don't actually like that, but hey, it's done well. I mean, it's done pretty well for itself, not gonna lie. But 2 billion is fine. If you were to see some growth, it wouldn't be tremendous. I doubt you see a 100x in this thing. You could see a 50x. Absolutely, I think you could see prices at $39. I mean, you could see up to 124. I think 39 to 124 is your target areas, though probably more likely these areas, if I really had to guess. But for the time being, you might find some resistance. I wouldn't be. You're really hot on the RSI, man. Like really, really hot. Yeah, you've only been above this line a handful of times in this thing's existence. Literally once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. This is the 6th time that you've been above this line. All right, we could do this, and it's 5 times. If you were to go higher, it's not going to be by much. I don't think you're making a run for the 61869 area. I do think that unless it's here, unless it's there, if you go higher, it's going to be a little bit more. But soon you probably will pull back to your 236 area around $1.20 to $1.45. That's probably where you're going. So a little bit. You're probably going to see that soon. Yeah, I think that is your high. That high that happened like a day or two ago at $2.32. I think that was your high. I think you want to move lower. That's Theta, lower, and then ultimately probably sees a new higher high this cycle. Let's talk about Icon. Oh, I don't know. I guess Icon's not a thing. He did say, Chad J, you did say that it will be on the list, but maybe you just meant not now, because it doesn't have enough volume. I wonder if this is the one you're talking about. 24-hour volume is $88. $88 in volume, and the chart looks like this. It's actually a pretty good looking chart for $88 in volume, so I would probably think it's made. It's like manipulated, to a certain degree. With $88, it's really easy to manipulate stuff like this, but you're not going to buy at this price. Like if you wanted to buy $1,000 worth, 24 hours worth of volume was only $88. You're going to shoot this price up really hard. So looks like an accumulation phase. Looks like it wants to move up, but that's the best I got. It'll break out probably on this next pass up, really, if I had to guess. But too new, too low a volume. I don't feel comfortable really myself putting money into something like that, but. Maybe it's the next big thing. Like I really don't know anything about it, AIOZ. This looks really good, man. There is bearish divergence presenting itself. But it's not confirmed. I like the daily RSI, I like the weekly RSI, I like the 4-hour, I like everything about it, man. It looks really good. I think it has more in it. I do. This is crazy, man. You're looking like you want to break out to new all-time highs. Is this the right chart to say that, though? I guess, yeah. New all-time highs. You're looking like you want to do it, man. We should send you up to $1. You're at 30 cents now. Yeah. And maybe you do a breakout move all the way up. Maybe you move up, roll over, find support on the 886, and then continue to move up. We've seen that a couple times. Yeah, I don't mind the weekly or the daily. I like the 4-hour too. So up is what I think. We'll see you at $1. At least higher than this, man. You're probably gonna at least go to new all-time highs wherever you go, but I would think at least $1, if not higher. So that's AIOZ. Next thing is Suku USD on Coinbase. All right, let's see if we can find a chart with more data. That might be it. That might be all she wrote. Okay, there we go. KuCoin, a little bit more. MEXC, no. All right, KuCoin it is. So KuCoin, I don't know if I trust this scam wick all the way up here. I might use this more relative wick here. That high to this low. Bouncing off the 236. I like the RSI. It looks good. You probably do want to move up to 14.5 cents or higher. Inevitably, you want to see the 61869 and probably go beyond that. Yeah. I think you have not. This is not the high. If you were to pull back from here, like go down, it's not going to be by much. I doubt you go below the 236 again. I think you're going to go above the 382, which means you're going to send it above like 14.5 cents is what I would think. So here you are at 9.9 cent right now. So that's a decent gain in a short amount of time. Absolutely, you could go higher. Absolutely, you could move all the way up to 35 cents. But with how hot you are on the RSI right now, I would think you do find a little bit of turbulence between this yellow line and the green line here, and you might pull back to the 236 after that, and then continue to build. But that's just my thoughts on Suku right there. Lit, is that a DEX coin? We got it on MEXC. Okay, yeah, we were talking about it last time. All right. Yeah, I think it wants to go higher. I do. Absolutely. I think that's what I said last time. I probably said to the 1886 or the 272 last time I talked about this. It's very clean. Very, very clean rejection off of the 1618 area. You know, yes, it's a little bit unclean there, but pretty clean. You're finding, like, definitely finding resistance in this area, finding support on the 1272 notably. Lower highs, lower lows, very tight after this explosive move up. You're starting to get some volume coming back as you're moving up again, holding this 1272. And again, I think what I said last time was you had this, like, it was like a 1 bottom, a 2 bottom, and a triple bottom here, which is unconventional. Triple bottoms normally, like, they do hold, they do work. Triple bottoms, triple tops, they do happen, but generally they don't. Normally it's like 2 bottoms, like a slightly higher low, a slightly lower low, something like that, or an even plane, and then that's it. To see 3, it's not as common. It does happen, but generally when you see 3, you do end up actually going lower, and you did go lower. So this low is actually pretty noticeably below these prices here. So I think that counts, whether it's a triple bottom or not. I like it. I don't think that you're going to go too dramatically lower than this if you were to go lower. And in fact, I'm kind of under the impression you might be getting ready to move up now. And where you would move up to at least would be at the 886, the 1886, which is all the way up at about 8 cents, if not the 2272, which is all the way up at about 16 cents. So that's my thoughts. I really like the daily RSI. It looks very resilient. It's not showing a whole lot of strength right now, but it's definitely not, it does not like to show weakness apparently. Weekly RSI looks good. 4-hour RSI looks good. Yeah, man, I think it wants to move up now. I think you want to see those moves up now. So, and it very well could go beyond this. You know, this is kind of like a bull flag kind of thing that you have here. If that is the pole, you know, you would essentially put it there. Your target move would be all the way up at like 28 cents. Here you are at 3.5 cents right now. So that's lit. Looking good. Looking good. Definitely looking good. LeoX. Consolidating at the top. I like it. It's almost like a diamond pattern. It's kind of an odd shape, isn't it? It's a diamond pattern, man. That's a diamond, I think. I'll draw it for you. Right? It's a diamond pattern. And you're breaking out to the downside. It's a diamond top. You've definitely broken it to the downside. Absolutely you have, which is okay. Diamonds are fickle patterns, man. They're not common, but they come with like very flexible rules. So for one, they're known to break out at high velocity, right? And you can see that it broke out pretty fast. It likely will go lower. It likely will go lower than this. The way that you would measure this diamond pattern is kind of like from here to here. You wouldn't get the exact wicks itself technically. Some people do, but I don't. The measure move would take you down to about 5.4 cents. Let's see if there's anything else that lines up with that real quick. Get the magnet back on there. 382, right around there, bro. Yeah, you probably do. You go to your 382. You probably do. But they're known for these pullbacks that go right up to the point of breakout, and sometimes even back through it, depending on the pattern. You know, sometimes you pull back to it and then you reject. It depends. In this case, I would think when you pull back, you do break through. Why is it not deleting that? Come on now. But yes, I think you're going to go lower. I do. I think this is a classic. I don't normally use patterns to determine things, but I find a lot of success in diamond patterns. I really do. Let's look at the 4-hour real quick. Look at this. So classic, man. You broke out. You pulled all the way back to where you broke out in this 4-hour, and then you moved down again. It's so classic. It's we identified a diamond pattern in compound. It did the exact same thing. Not in this short of a time frame, but it did the same thing where it broke out but to the upside and then pulled back to the point of breakout, and then it moved up afterwards. So just as you move down to your measure move, which would technically be right above that 382. Maybe I didn't measure it properly and it's actually right at the 382. Who knows? But what we can say, it's around there. On its way down, it will probably like go down, come up, go down, come up, go down, and it won't look like that. It won't take weeks to do, but just, you know, kind of like this 4 hour, how it was like that. It's probably going to be like that. Fast, it's going to happen in a short amount of time, but volatile on the way down. That's my thoughts. And then once you go down there, you're probably going to find support, and then boom, up after that. So down on LeoX. Next is Naka, Nakamoto Games, right? Yes. We'll use KuCoin. Let me look at this real quick. All right, let's see here. Maybe zoom out. Kind of looking like you're set up for an M pattern here. You're also set up for greatness though, man. I don't like the volume. We're going to use KuCoin. All-time high to all-time low. I guess that's not the low, is it? Technically that is. We'll use this because that's like your like fake out low, whatever. Looking good. I like the structure on the fib. I think you do want to go higher, man. I do. I think you do. You do have that look that's set up to make this an M pattern. You really do, but I don't know, man. I think you want to move up higher. Probably, let's see, really, like to new all-time highs. You're at $2 right now. You're probably going to see $26 at some point, but in the more immediate term, $2.50 to $4, something like that. I think you want to go up higher. I don't like the rejection off the overbought zone. You could pull back a little bit first. Maybe you pull back and form a higher low or something like that, or even a slightly lower low, but I actually would doubt that you get a lower low, because then that would kind of confirm this M pattern look. That would make things really bearish, and I don't think you're going to get that. So I would think higher low. You might pull back right at the 6.9, right at $1.55, and then move up from there. Or you might just continue to move up from here immediately. 4 hour doesn't look bad. Daily doesn't look bad. Weekly is the only thing giving me the idea that you could move lower in the more immediate term, but that's Naka, man. Looking good, looking like it wants to move up as well. DYDX, you know, I was trying to think of where this sounded familiar from, DYDX, but I think that's a calculus thing, isn't it? Right? Like let me see, DYDX. Yeah, calculus. I think it is calculus. Yeah, the derivative of y with respect to x. Yeah, DYDX. Or is it what's it called? Differentials of equations, whatever. Which is like higher than calculus, but or at least at the school that I was, that's what they made me believe. But yeah, I was like, why does that sound familiar? I've heard of DYDX before, but then I'm like, no, I don't know if it's a crypto. And I was like, oh, it's a math thing. It's a math thing. So these guys are probably somewhat educated, maybe, whoever made this. You would think they have to have some kind of knowledge in math, right? If they're computer programmers. I don't know. I don't know what chart to use. I guess we'll just have to use Binance. Okay. Accumulation range, initial sell-off back in the beginning of the bear market. Sold off really hard, and you've been moving flat, man. You've been moving flat since before Bitcoin found its low. That's impressive. Let's take a deeper dive into this. I'm hoping that's the one. Yeah. Market cap 1.5 billion. That's high. That's high. I don't like that. I'm wondering. I think I'm going to find something that I don't like here. Let's see. So this is the price chart, what we have, and this is the market cap chart. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Wait though. It doesn't give as much data. That's okay. January 14th, looking like that. Let's go to January 14th. I guess it doesn't look too different, really. Yeah, they look pretty similar, I guess. I don't know. Let's look at the tokenomics, if they got them. They do. Staking pool, okay. So they offer rewards through staking, yes. Initial allocation, initial 5 years, okay. So they will be for the first 5 years, I think, is what that's saying, is that they're going to be releasing tokens. But they've already released a lot of tokens, so fully diluted value would be about like another $1 billion in market cap value. But I don't think it's all going to get released in a very short amount of time, right? It's going to take time, so that probably won't impede the price growth too much. But again, you are at a $1.5 billion market cap. Yes, already. Top to bottom here, 382 resistance, 236 support. Love it. You're probably moving up to your 780 to 995 area, probably in a very short amount of time. Like, I think that's your next move. It's going to be explosive up to here. You're going to see a 100 to 200% move, maybe even past that. Something as high as a 400% move, even over 400. But can you see prices all the way up at $69, $110? Yes, is the answer. Yes, you can. Much past that, you know, like, I personally don't know if you're going to see this 1618. You could. It fits within the realm of possibilities for achievable market caps. But let's focus more on that $69 to $110 area first for the all-time highs. In the more immediate term, I think you're getting ready for a pop, man. You're going to pop hard soon, up to this 618, up to about 780 to 9, you know, let's call it $10, 780 to $10 in a very, very short amount of time. I think it's going to happen. It's going to happen in a short amount of time, and then the move itself is going to happen fast too. So that's what I'm saying on both accounts there. Zelica, I think it's Zil, yeah, Zil USD. On a weekly basis here, accumulating, looking good, not ready to burst just yet. 618, 69, you probably go through. You might find turbulence at the 786, 886, even the 100 area, somewhere in between there, which is at 3 cents to 3.7 cents. Consolidate there, right? You might see a move that's more or less just like that. Consolidate for a bit, and then boom, you'll move up to your 1618, 1272 area. I like the weekly RSI. I like the daily RSI. More immediate continuation upwards is what I'd be looking for, man. Yeah. 3 to 3.7 cent. That's what I think for Zelica. Let's finish this bad boy up with XCN for JG Aesthetics. JG, I meant to do this one sooner, man. You guys, if I ever don't respond to a comment, I want you to understand. I go through my YouTube Studio app and I look at every single comment. I really do. I hit the like button. I hit the love button. I leave a comment. If I don't hit the like button or love button, it's because you're talking trash, and that's okay. It's not that I don't love you. Well, I mean, maybe I don't love you, but it's not that I wish ill upon you. I'm just not going to hit the like button or the love button if you're talking trash. I'll talk trash back. That's what I'll do. But it's nothing personal, right? It's all fun and games, you know. And I feel like there's a couple people I've talked trash to who have actually somewhat. I feel like there is a mutual respect built, and there are some people who I've talked trash to who there's definitely not any form of respect there at all. You know, not from my end, but from their end. I don't really care. I don't disrespect or respect trash talkers, I suppose. I don't know. But again, I'm getting off topic here. What I'm trying to say, guys, is if I don't leave a like or a heart, it's because you're probably talking trash. Or what I was really trying to say is that the Studio app, for some reason, it won't show every single comment that I haven't responded to. It shows most of them. Like, it shows over 95, 99% of them even. But there's some odd ones out, man. For some reason, they don't show them to me. And it's not the scam ones. It's people who have commented and wrote comments plenty of times on this. I don't know what the reason is for it, but I have to go through other means besides the YouTube Studio app, and I normally just use the Studio app. So what I'm trying to say is XCN, Onyx Coin, JG Aesthetics, you requested this 5 days ago, or 6 days ago, potentially, and I didn't see it until today. So we're talking about it now, and I'm sorry about that, but I promise you I wasn't ignoring you. It's just YouTube. YouTube's weird. So if any of you feel that way, if you feel like I'm not reading your comment, I probably am not reading it, but not intentionally. But man, it's the very end of the video. I'm sure a lot of you are probably not here to see that part, but I know there's a lot of you who probably are, but I appreciate everybody who's watched it this far. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. Really appreciate it. Every single like, every single subscribe. You guys are awesome. Daily RSI looks good. It looks very good, actually. Looks like you're in an upward channel. You're looking like you want to make your next move up. You're probably going to see a move that takes you above this high, and really what you're going to play off of is this extension from that relative high to low. Oh yeah, I like it. You're going to move up to half, maybe even 0.6 cents up here at this 1618, which is also the 382 of this greater fib, right? Right there at around 0.6 cents, $0.006. Yeah, I think so. And inevitably higher, but that's your next move. That's my genuine opinion. Next move, that's where you want to go. If you move down from here, it's not going to be by much. Up, you go. Up. Yeah. Again, if you move down, not by much. I doubt you'd go below 1.86 cents or too much lower than that, you know. Yeah. Anyways, that's XCN. That's all of them. If you guys like the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. Nothing really stood out to me as a winner. I don't know. ACH kind of looks good. I don't know, man. I can't remember. So we're gonna give it to Fonzie with ACH, man. I feel like ACH looks good. Let's make sure, because there's so many. Man, whenever I'm doing this many, I really do forget. I know there were a lot that look good. Yeah, ACH does look good, but actually I think there are other ones that want to grow more. Lit, maybe it was Lit. Yes, it is Lit. I think Lit is the winner, actually. Sorry, Fonzie. It was given and taken away, man. I do think ACH is a good-looking chart, though, but as far as more immediate gains to the upside, which one wins, what it stands to be the most positive in the shortest amount of time, in my opinion, probably Lit. Chad Shee, you've won this one. Good job. I got nothing else to say, guys. If there was a loser, whichever one it was, I forget which one. It was Icon, which doesn't have a lot of volume. That's the only reason. Maybe it stands to gain the most, but I don't like things with low liquidity. It's not my preference. I would rather get into the higher liquidity things. It's to be able to get in and get out is a necessity, unless you're dealing with like hundreds of dollars. You know what I mean? Yeah, anyways, that's all I got for you guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you all for coming, and I will see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves out there. Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye.